Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Yaz, and this channel is called Yaz. You didn't see that? And I just wanted to come on and do a video today about dating. So this is gonna be one of them story time videos. Let me tell y'all. So I'm gonna try my hand at it. Um, I am, let me see, I ain't gonna tell you my real age, but I'm, I'm over 30. How about we start with that? So I'm over 30, and, I've been on a few dates in my time. I think the best time for me, um, for dating, I would say was my late teen years into my early 20s. So, when I went away to college, I was down in Washington, D.C. for college. So, my messy dress up there. I got to, straighten that out today. But, yeah, I used to go out, quite often. A lot of clubs, and as a new uh I guess adult or young adult that's away from home and everything for the first time, you go try a few things, go a few places with your new college roommates and all of that kind of stuff. So I did that in my day. I've met a lot of interesting people. I've had a few funny mishaps on dates. And I just, one day I was just sitting down just thinking, since, with the corona going on, all you have is time to think. And I was just thinking back, when I was younger, how I used to go out with my friends, and the clubs we used to go to, the music that was around then. And I was like, oh my God, I got to do like this story time video, because this was, let me tell y'all about the worst date I've ever had. So, yeah, it is a doozy. And all this kind of weird stuff always be happening to me. I don't understand why. But, so I would say at this time, I was still living in Washington, D.C. at the time. Actually, I was living in Maryland then, but I was in the DMV area. So, I was living in Maryland, and I was not really new with driving, but I've been driving for a few years and everything, on my own. Um, and so I had my little car. So I had met this guy. I don't even remember how we even met, but I met this guy, someplace or whatever. We exchanged phone numbers, so we decided to go on a date, right? So, we were planning some, where to go and, what to do. So I think we had decided on like movie and probably gonna get some drinks later, right? So, all well and good. And I think at that time, there was like a death in the family or something, because I had to go back up to New York to go attend the funeral. So, I drove up to New York. So, I'm a little rental car. I drove up to New York, and took care of that family business, and then came back. So I still had the rent a car. So we decided, before I decided before I returned, that okay, I need me to have some kind of transportation for me to get around. This is when I was still able to drive. And because God forbid, you meet some fool out here in these streets that you need to make a quick getaway, right? So, at this time, with my friends, we always, exchange the information. I'm like, this is his, this is what he looks like. This is his name. If I already knew what kind of car he drove, then, I give him, a description of that, because you never could be too safe out here in these streets, right? So, we we decide, I think it was like on a Saturday or something, or Sunday or something. So we gonna meet at the movie place. I think it was in like Silver Spring. So we gonna meet, go watch some movie. I don't even remember the movie at this time. So we went to go meet at the movie. So I got there. We met up. Just hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. And yeah, I just got back from New York. Blah blah blah. That kind of stuff. Chit chat, right? So uh, we went into the movie. Everything was all well and good, no problems. I think I met him at the club. That's where I think I met him at. So now that it's coming back to me, I think I met him at the club. So, we went and had a good time at the movies. So we decided to go get some drinks, right? So I was like, okay, it was still kind of early, it's still the weekend, get my mind off, whoever just died and all that kind of stuff. So, um, we went somewhere like in Silver Spring. So they have built up Silver Spring now, all of these shops and stuff. So you can go to a place to go get you some drinks, right? So we went in there, had a few drinks. So now as it's getting toward the end of the night, now, you know, fellas, come on now. You know how y'all was doing back in the day, and y'all probably still be trying to do it now. But so he was trying it. He tried to shoot his shot. He was trying it. So he asked me, since we both drove there, so he told me the story about how his car was acting up, and he wanted me to follow him home. So God, just in case something happens on the road that the car don't make it, he could still, be able to get home. So me in my 20s and me and my dumb behind, yeah. I was like, okay, since, I have my own car, I'm just following him. I don't have to get out and nothing, just make sure he got in. If anything, he act crazy, I could just drive off, right? So we on. So I was like, okay. So he said he didn't live far. He lived in Maryland too, but probably like on the other side of Maryland. So I get in the car. We get on 495 or 295, whatever highway we got on. We got on there. I'm driving, keeping up the traffic. Everything going good with the car. No problems. So I was like, yeah, this fool, he gonna try it, but let's see what happens. So as not even, y'all, let me tell y'all, not even on the highway, not maybe 15 minutes. And I hear like some sirens, like whoop 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 whoop, and I'm like, what's that? So they, as they're coming up, I could see them. I guess I don't know if they had been following him, as we first got on, because how they always have them, the police staked out on the highway just in case somebody's speeding or anything like that, right? So they must have passed us or was behind him, not past him, but was behind him for a minute, because they was weaving in and out or whatever, and then they flipped on the lights, and I was just like, like, really? So he is pulling over to the side of the shoulder, and the cops is pulling over, and I'm like, oh shoot. So I pull over to the side too, and I'm sitting in the car, and I'm like, oh God, what the hell is this? So the cops come up to him. They do the whole, I guess, give me a license and that kind of stuff, license, registration. And they did all of that, and then all of a sudden I see him get out the car, and his ass, I can't say that on YouTube, but his behind was arrested on the highway. Let me tell y'all, arrested on the highway on the side of like 495 somewhere. Oh my God, it was so embarrassing. So I'm watching him. I mean, they told him to take his shoes off and everything. I was like, what in the world are they doing? So then this officer, she comes up to me and knocks on the window. So I'm like rolling the window down, and she asked me for my license and everything. And I was like, well, this is a rental. So I show her the papers and everything from the rental car company, right? And so I said, well, what's going on? And I'm just like, she was like, do you know this person? I was just like, we was just out on a date, and he asked me to follow him because, follow him home just to make sure he got there because his car was acting up. So she said, well, ma'am, I need you to go home because he's getting arrested tonight. And I was like, really? Why? And she said, because he has stolen license plates on the car. Could you imagine? I was like, this fool. So I was just like, well, I laughed. Unfortunately, I laughed a little bit, and I was just like, oh my God. I said, I couldn't wait to get home, call up my girlfriends, and just be like, look, y'all will never believe what happened on this date. So So they arrested him. They left the car there on the side of the road, had him in handcuffs, put him in the back seat of the car, and then they drove off. And I was like, look, just can you tell me how to get back? I live on the other side, so I needed to know, how to get back, and because I was in a part that I was unfamiliar with. So, there was a few lessons learned in this whole night. But so the cops told me, how to get back, and I went on home. And if that was not God probably protecting me, because God knows what would have happened if I continued to follow Him. So and you young and dumb and you don't know any better, please learn from this story. But don't follow nobody home. Even if you think you're going to be all right, just don't do it. But so needless to say, like I said, he was arrested. I went on home. So then maybe like 2 days later, he calls me and was like, you want to go out on another date? Like, really? Sir, were you just not in jail? And then you just get arrested. I mean, I don't think that was a good impression. The first date. I mean, come on now. They took you away in handcuffs with no shoes on because you had stolen license plates, and then you want me to go out on another date with you? Nah, boo. Sorry. That was the end of that. And I was like, lose my number. Don't call me no more. And that was the end of that date. And I was just like, I can't believe that this foolishness is always happening to me. And it's every now and again I get one of these kind of crazy dates, that was happening during that time that I was trying to meet people and things like that. But needless to say, I did learn my lesson. And like I said, don't follow nobody home you don't know. Even, I don't care what kind of story they give. Just, err on the side of caution. But I just wanted to come on here and make you a quick video about my worst date story. And I would love to hear, about, you guys' worst date ever. Like, what was the thing that just threw it over the top for you and you was just like, oh, hell no. So, again, take care. This coronavirus is going crazy, in the world today. So I don't know how much dating people are doing, but if you do have the opportunity to date, whether it's through Zoom or, maybe you already have a girlfriend, boyfriend kind of thing already, and, y'all not quarantined, but y'all, still doing things together, just as long as you're being safe out here in the street and, wearing your mask, washing your faces, and all of that. But definitely, I would love to hear if you guys have any weird, crazy first date stories. So, until next time, peace. Let's see if I can find the button.